If you own a classic Toyota motorhome, there's one rear axle setup that you should understand because it's not obvious to most owners. You can't inspect it for safety, and it's responsible for failures that people talk about. Toyota didn't cause the problem. It wasn't their axle's fault. In its original single rear wheel configuration, the Toyota axle is extremely durable and was never a problem by itself. The real issue started when aftermarket dual wheels, what people often call foolies, were added on by coach manufacturers. That change moves the load outward and creates a lever on the axle that was designed for just a single rear wheel. So even just a modest increase in that lever length, in that offset, will create a significant bending stress at the axle and bearing on the order of roughly doubling it, adding that extra 6 inches, 7 inches beyond the spindle end. So what matters in this case typically isn't peak load, it's cumulative fatigue over time. Axles don't usually fail because they're instantly overloaded. You do see that occasionally with pickups more, but with a motorhome, it's about the same weight the whole time, so it's cumulative fatigue. And fatigue damage cannot be inspected at all in normal service. There's no visual check, there's no teardown check, there's no maintenance procedure that can tell you how much fatigue life is left. And that's why history matters more than appearance with these older Toyota motorhomes. Because fatigue life drops exponentially as stress increases. Even a relatively small increase in bending stress can reduce axle life by an order of magnitude. In practical terms, an axle that has been run with foolies and a motorhome on the back, even a small one, for 40,000 miles may have accumulated the fatigue damage comparable to a properly loaded axle with a single wheel at the same level of several 100,000 miles of service. So that doesn't mean it'll fail tomorrow. It means the original safety margin is gone. When I say an axle is compromised, I don't mean it's broken or immediately unsafe. I mean the remaining fatigue life is unknown, and it cannot be inspected or restored by removing the dual wheels at a certain point. In real-world failures, people often see the axle spindle itself snap. Right, the end of the axle snaps right off along with the two bolted foolies. Many manufacturers weren't included in this recall or in the upgrade documents simply because they were smaller, did custom work, or were no longer in business by the time these documents were created. So absence of your brand from a list should not be treated as proof of safety. The mechanism still applies if you have those foolies. A few common misconceptions that I wanted to clear up in this video is that removing foolies does not undo fatigue damage. So there's no undoing it. Servicing wheel bearings more often does not improve the situation or restore lost fatigue margin. So this isn't something that you can service away. And short or smaller motorhomes buy a little extra time, but they're not immune. I have seen this failure with shorties as well. So this isn't something you need to panic about. And I certainly don't blame Toyota. This is about actually understanding the mechanism so that people can make informed decisions instead of relying on bad rules of thumb. If you understand the lever, you understand the risk. And I'm going to go on a little further here. I see lots of rumors about a safe semi-floating 5-lug axle in these motorhomes, and it doesn't exist to my knowledge. People tried to claim it does, or that maybe their 5-axle, maybe theirs is the semi-floating, but it's not. There are some 4x4 builds out there, even from the factory. Those have a different axle setup, but those are all running with single rear wheels, so those aren't part of the issue. If you have 5 lugs and 2 rear wheels, that's going to be part of the problematic setup. And then one more thing I want to throw out there, and this is my opinion. Once upon a time, many years ago, I've been involved with Toyota Motorhomes for 20 years now. I came across a document, maybe by the RVIA, and what this document said is around 40,000 miles is where they estimate the axle to become compromised. So if you get one of these Foolie rigs and it has less than 40,000 miles, I would feel very comfortable reducing the weight and running single wheels on it if you can stay within the limits of the gross vehicle weight rating and the rear axle rating and the tire rating. I would feel comfortable leaving that axle in service. If it's a whole lot more than that, especially in a full-size rig, a 21-footer, I would consider that axle compromised. But again, this video is all about just making informed decisions and trying to get the facts out there. So if you do have one of these Toyota Motorhomes, I will continue making some videos about it, how-tos and just problem solving and diagnosing. So check out my channel if you have one, and enjoy it in the meantime. They're awesome rigs.